Hi, my name's John. This is my story. I had a flat in Whitehaven last year, and through vulnerability and drinking problems, I lost the flat through so-called friends, who I thought they were my friends. They were coming round to the flat and just trashing the place, using it as a doss house, and one thing and another. And of course, the other tenants wouldn't accept it. There was noise problems. They were getting in touch with the police. So I got a Section 21 and I was made homeless on the street. I was drifting from place to place. It was cold at the time. I was sleeping in the bandstand, on the harbour side, in a garage with no door on it, just drifting about, and until I finally got fed up. I went round to the Coping Council and told them what had happened, and they put me in touch with Calderwood House. I had an interview and they got me into Calderwood House, and it's been great ever since.
Hi, my name's Teddy, and ever since I left school I've had problems with drugs and homelessness. So obviously that eventually led to me being in jail a couple of times. So my last sentence, thought enough's enough, I need to sort my life out. So I got a fantastic opportunity to move into Calderwood House and get all the support that I needed. So that's ongoing, fingers crossed I can improve my life from now on in.
Welcome to News Out West with Catherine Holmes. Today's headlines are: outcry as ex-police station, now a homeless shelter, stops locking people up and letting people in. It's a crime. Public opinion is it will create more crime, chaos, attacks and be more of a risk to the local public. Petitions have been forwarded to local authorities to try and stop this from going ahead. We will keep you updated on any further news.
Hi, I'm Helen. I didn't think I had a problem with alcohol, but it soon catches up to you, and I realised I did, and I went to Unity, got myself sorted, and it's the best thing I've ever done.
Hi, I'm Pam. I live here in Whitehaven. I was once in a very lonely and dark place. Alcohol nearly taken over and destroyed my life.
Hi, I'm Karen. Alcohol was my best friend and it nearly took away my true friends and all my family. But now we're all coming through the other end, and through Unity we've all been able to help each other, and we're all being good friends and will still be good friends in the future.
Hi, and through Unity we've found friendship,
Freedom
and a great future.
Hello, my name is Sean. I'm just going to tell you a bit about myself through addiction and through recovery. I started taking recreation drugs at about the age of 14. Left school, had a decent job, lived in my own flat, my car, I had everything, and then age about 24 I started taking it in more heavy drugs like heroin, crack. Then come 27 I ended up losing my younger brother. He died in my flat, and I just lost everything, and I thought that would have changed my point of view from coming off drugs, but I just hit rock bottom and ended up going worse. I ended up living on the streets. I lost all my family, my friends, everything, and I was on the street for about 12 years just taking drugs in and out of prison, just doing everything, shoplifting, everything. I ended up nearly dying 3 times through drugs. And then in the end I just thought enough's enough, because I was just going to end up finding myself dead on the street. So I blatantly put myself into prison to come off drugs. Did my detox in prison, managed to get funding to come up to Cumbria to do a rehab. Stayed in the rehab for over 9 months, and I thought that's it now, I'm not going to go back to Manchester. I decided to stop up here, ended up getting my own place and that. Then I started getting into doing like support groups and that, setting up support groups for people in addiction, because after they come out of service there was no aftercare or anything for them. So I ended up setting a group called Starting Point, and that was running for about 5 years in the building where we are now. And then there's something happened, so we had to close that down, and then Unity come along. So I ended up doing voluntary work for Unity in 2013, and I just not looked back since. I do all support groups and that. I support peer mentors and volunteers. I do black box therapy. I work in the needle exchange, and I just love my job. And if it wasn't for Unity, I wouldn't know what to do.
I spent many years in my teenage years being mixed up with drugs and alcohol, and eventually I found myself homeless. I got to age 19 and just thought I can't do this anymore. So I called my mum and dad and asked if I could come home, and they said yes, and I'm so glad they did, because that was 16 years ago and now things has changed so much.
I'm making this DVD because at university last year I met Dave from DMC Media, and his story inspired me. He'd had a real long journey and come out in a really good place. And my manager, Rachel Holiday, herself, she'd had a really good journey and a long life story. And I spoke to Rachel and myself about making a video about Calderwood House, about what we do at Calderwood House, about our residents, about why our residents come to us, and how our mantra inspiring change works. So through that, we have our residents come to us from all walks of life, and really we see them thrive. They make a real difference in their lives. It's not just about housing, it's not just about accessing services or getting the health up. It's about making a massive difference in their life and them creating a really good future for themselves. And it's them that do it, we're just there to support them. So I wanted a video to show West Cumbria and the world how brilliant Calderwood House is and how we inspire people to change their lives.
I'm Richard Rhodes and I'm the Police and Crime Commissioner in Cumbria, and I came across Calderwood House because Rachel wrote to the office to see if we could be of help in setting up the arrangement here, and we were impressed by her determination and her whole sense of drive and so on, and so we started various discussions, and she put me in a half Nelson, and we sort of said yes. I didn't have any concerns because as Police and Crime Commissioner, one of the things which does concern me is the way in which people, particularly those who've come out of prison, find themselves without anywhere to live. And in those circumstances, if they've nowhere to live and if they've no job and if they've lost contact with their families, then those are the three things which we know drive people back into crime. What I was really interested in was the way in which, when she first floated the idea, locally there were people who didn't think it was a very good idea. But in a sense, now it's happening, it must be working well because all that opposition's disappeared now. And even on the day when we opened Calderwood House, there was a local TV crew hunting somebody in the street who was going to criticise it, but they couldn't find anybody. So I deduce from all that it's working and it's working well. Well, up and down Cumbria, what I found is there are a lot of good models of local activity, and this is one, and there are others doing different things up and down the county. And I do think we need to try to get together so we can learn from what works. And homelessness is not confined to Egremont, it's all over the place, and each area has a different way of dealing with it, and some areas have bigger problems than others. But I think the model which is here, which has been set up here by Rachel, is a good one, and I think it's something from which other places in the county could learn.
Welcome to News Out West with Catherine Holmes. Today we have a guest appearance by the founding member Rachel Holiday. Could you please explain a little bit about Calderwood House and how it all started?
Hi, I'm Rachel Holiday and this is Calderwood House. You see me in the film earlier on. I became homeless. I know anybody can, but so this is what we've done. We've built Calderwood House and we're inspiring change.
So take a look at me now. So take a look at me now. So take a look at me now.